Yo, yo, yo. Will Ragan from Ragan Reefs and Reptiles. I promise that this will be a short video, just showing you some turtles that we've been working with. They're super cool. We haven't done a video on them yet because when we got them in, they had a pretty bad fungal infection, and it's taken me the past couple of months to get rid of it. And we kind of tried a bunch of different things. We wanted to do the most natural remedy we could. So we tried the Turtle Fix, which is like Melafix for fish tanks. It's a natural medication. I want to say that the largest part of it is basically like maybe a tea leaf extract, and it's supposed to be a natural remedy. I've seen it work with fish like who have tattered or torn fins, stuff like that. But when you get into a full-on fungal infection, I didn't see where it helped much at all. We were doing that at first every day. We were soaking them in salt water once a day. We were making sure they got dried out fully at least a couple times a day under UV light. And it just wasn't getting the job done. So we ended up getting fluconazole, like fish flucon. It's basically a straight up fungal medication, an antifungal. It was originally made for yeast infections for humans and used to be totally only by prescription basically, and you could get it under basically the name fluconazole. You could get it from a bunch of different places, but it was a prescription item and it was very expensive. I want to say it was, oh man, you'd buy like 10 pills for $80, and each pill treated like 10 gallons of water one time. And we used to use it to kill hair algae in reef tanks, and you still can. And it works. It'll kill all the hair algae in your reef, no problem at all, but it will come back if you don't address the actual cause of the hair algae, which is typically excessive nutrients, either phosphates or nitrates one, but it can be silicates, it can be anything, but anyway, that's the original thing I've used it for. But I dosed these guys with it, I want to say like 3 doses, and it knocked the fungus out completely, and they've been fungus free for about a month. And these are actually Indian spotted pond turtles, and they're gorgeous. They're beautiful. These are small ones. They kind of look a little bit like the American spotted turtle, which is native to our area and somewhat endangered. These guys are more endangered than them, and obviously they're from India. The biggest difference is these guys have yellow spots all over their face, their limbs, their carapace of their shell. They're just a seriously yellow polka dotted turtle. They're awesome. They're black to dark brown with bright yellow spots, and sometimes the spots look more white. A lot more spots than the typical American spotted turtle. And if you guys have seen my video of us releasing an endangered spotted turtle, that was an American spotted turtle that we had actually gotten out of the road and rehabbed here and then let go when she was good to go. So anyway, I'm gonna try to show you. There's 2 of them in here. That's one. And you can just see all the spots. I mean, there's a ton of spots on that guy. He's totally polka dotted all over. That's one of them. The other one is chilling right there. They're somewhat secretive. They don't really bask a huge amount. They love weeds in the tank, and they just love to hang out in those weeds, and that's what they do most of the time, except feeding time. They're voracious feeders, and they'll eat a lot of different items. I feed them pellets. I feed them feeder fish, frozen thawed silver sides. I feed them like super worms, mealworms. I feed them the little black soldier fly larvae, BSFL, feed those to them. And like I said, they're monster eaters. I don't see where they're hard to take care of compared to other turtles, other than, like I said, they came in with a fungal infection that was somewhat of a bear to get rid of. But we got it gone. So they're in about a 50-gallon pond, just an indoor pond, and they will get big. The adults get about football size, so they're not going to stay in here forever, of course. They're going to be in here until they get maybe 5 inches, and then we'll move them to a much bigger pond. In fact, we're probably going to move them quicker because our Cuvier's dwarf caiman, he's in a 4 foot by 4 foot, 200-gallon cube. So what we'll probably do is upgrade him, because he's fine for now because he's small, but I want to get him upgraded pretty quickly. We want to put him in a 12 foot by 4 foot enclosure that we're going to put on our back wall in our shop. And then once we move him, we'll probably move these guys into that 200. And it's a nice tank. It's more room obviously than this, more water volume by far, and it's got a much stronger filtration system on it. This one does all right. We've got a big canister filter on it, and we've got an internal filter over there on it. It's got a titanium heater in it to keep it around 80 degrees water temperature all the time. And then we have an array of different basking bulbs. Some of them are just heat bulbs, and some of them are UVB bulbs. I think we've got three heat bulbs and 4 UVB bulbs above this enclosure. And I would say they're, as far as care and husbandry, just like any other water turtle. I mean, you need to keep up with your water parameters, mainly dissolved solids as far as, nutrients in the water, phosphates, nitrates. So we do water change twice a week typically, not 100% obviously, but we'll change out like 20 to 30% of the volume of this twice a week, and it keeps it pretty clean. Today is Saturday, so I'm off tomorrow from my day job, and that's the day that I typically do this water change. And once I do it, it's crystal clear and beautiful. You can see it's a little cloudy right now, not a whole lot, but a little bit. But that's about as nasty as it gets before we fix her up. The cats are quite curious about these turtles, but they can't get them. And they don't really try to. They like to look at them. Like I said, there's 2 of them. And they're awesome, awesome turtles. I'd say the most beautiful water turtle I've ever had. And we used to breed diamondback terrapins, which are gorgeous. But these are even cooler to me. Maybe it's because they're super rare, and I've never had the opportunity to work with them before, and it's just such a cool thing. See, that's our shop RO unit, which we do RO water in all the ponds and all of the reef tanks, of course, but we don't do RO water, say for like snakes drinking water, that kind of thing. Just because I've never noticed where our well water's pretty good. I've had it tested, and it's pretty good anyway. Not good enough where I would use it in a reef tank or like, a stony coral tank, an SPS tank. I wouldn't use it for that without running it through an RO. But for snakes, lizards, they're drinking water, it's fine. And it would probably be fine for these turtles as well. But being as the RO is right there, it's pretty daggone simple to just crank it on and drop a line into here and refill with RO water. When we do water changes, it's easy enough. So that's them. Hope you guys enjoyed this simple, short video. And I hope you guys have a great night. I would love it for more people to subscribe to our channel. Some of these videos are probably kind of boring in comparison to some of the Hollywood fancy videos around, and I'm not hating on any of those. They're super cool, and hopefully we'll get more and more, fancy as we go along. But I promise I'll try to give you good information and not bad information. If anybody ever wants to comment, that's great. If anybody has any questions, that's great. I will answer honestly. If I don't know the answer, I'll find it out. I won't just BS you. You know, that's not my thing at all. I'm quick to admit when I don't know the answer, and I just find out what the correct answer is before I tell you. See if I can get one more good shot of this guy without him ducking back in. There he is. There he is. Like I said, super polka dotted. I mean, so awesome. And there's the other one. Kind of shot. But all in all, really awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing them. Thank you and have a great night.